As a licensed CPA, I see far too many people making very costly mistakes when they go and set up their LLC. I have seen people lose their legal protection, accidentally expose their personal privacy, and pay thousands more in taxes, all because of very simple mistakes they made when setting up their LLC. So I am making this video to share the top 10 most expensive mistakes you can make when setting up an LLC. And even if you already have one, if you have made any one of these mistakes that I'm about to share with you, then you will want to fix this as soon as possible. So go ahead and like and save this video, and let's jump right in. All right, mistake number one, setting up an LLC you don't actually need. So for some reason, there are people who create an LLC every single time they have a new business idea, which usually turns into unnecessary state filing fees you have to pay each year to keep this LLC alive, plus additional tax preparation fees because now you have tax returns you have to file and pay for this LLC, plus any additional professional fees, maybe to lawyers or CPAs like me, to help you navigate this new LLC. So the first question we need to ask ourselves is, do we really need to set up an LLC? You don't need an LLC to start a business, contrary to what most people believe. You can simply operate as a sole proprietor, which is literally an unincorporated business. Or if you have partners, you can operate as a partnership without creating an LLC. And secondly, you also don't need an LLC to take tax write-offs. Section 162 of the Internal Revenue Code allows anyone to write off business expenses you incur to operate any trade or business, even if it's not an LLC. But the primary reason people form LLCs is for asset protection. Specifically, they want to protect their personal assets from any business liabilities, which people still mess up, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But if your business is simply an idea and it's not even off the ground yet, there may be very little legal risk for you to actually worry about. So you have to weigh that carefully. And the second major benefit of an LLC is that you can use it to change how your income is taxed. While LLCs do not grant you with additional tax write-offs, it does grant you the ability to elect a different tax classification with the IRS, which actually can save you money in taxes, which can be very beneficial when you start making money through your LLC. But if there's no clear path for you to actually earn income through your LLC in the near future, this may also be unnecessary. But let's just say it is necessary, and you do need the asset protection the LLC provides, or the ability to change how your income is taxed. Well, in that case, let's walk through these other key mistakes you need to avoid. Like mistake number two, exposing your personal address. So when you go and create your LLC, it will request a business address. And many times I see people listing their personal address on their LLC without knowing that it will be exposed to the public. When you form your LLC, literally all someone has to do is go to your Secretary of State's website and search your business name to find your address, which means that if you put your personal address here, literally anyone who just knows your business name is just a few seconds away from finding out where you live, which is a huge privacy concern for many people. In just a few seconds, a disgruntled customer, employee, vendor, or business contact could find out where you live if you put your personal address on your LLC filing, so be very careful here. You can easily avoid this by simply using a virtual address on your business filing, and I'll link my go-to vendor for this in the description below. But let's talk about mistake number three, serving as your own registered agent. Another way people expose themselves is by serving as their own registered agent on their LLC filing. When you do this, once again, you have to provide your personal information, like your full name and your address, which again poses privacy concerns. Now, if you don't know, a registered agent is simply someone who will accept legal documents on the behalf of your LLC. And most states require you to have one when you're forming your LLC, which means they will need a physical address on file for whoever will act as your registered agent. So you have to be careful here because a virtual address is usually not acceptable. It has to be a physical address, which means if you don't have a physical address for your business, you may want to consider using a registered agent service to act on your behalf here. And these services are very cheap, usually often costing people less than $100 a year. And I'll link the vendor I use for this as well in the description for you, which you can also use to form your LLC altogether. But one of the biggest mistakes I see people make after their LLC is actually formed is mistake number four, not choosing your tax classification for your LLC. The IRS gives you 75 days from the formation date of your LLC to choose how you want it to be taxed. And every time, one of those options will save you more money in taxes than the other. But most people fail to make any tax election with the IRS and pay more taxes as a result. So listen up here. You have the option for your LLC to be taxed as either a disregarded entity, an S corporation, or a C corporation. And if you fail to make any election, then you will be taxed as a disregarded entity by default, meaning the IRS will view you and the business as one for tax purposes. Now, the problem with this is that this classification will subject you to an additional 15.3% self-employment tax on your LLC income on top of your federal and state income tax. And this often goes unnoticed when people file their individual tax returns and completely shocks people who actually do realize they are paying this extra tax. Now, S corporations and C corporations are not directly subject to self-employment tax, which means you may save more money in taxes with either one of those entities. But to be fair, those entities have many more rules and requirements, and in some cases can cost you even more money. So you have to be careful here and explore your options to find the best one for you. And I have a lot of videos on our channel that cover those topics, so make sure you subscribe if you want to learn more about that. Now, the fifth biggest mistake I see people make is that they fail to properly place assets in their LLC. A lot of people are out here setting up LLCs without actually operating their business under that LLC, which causes them to lose their legal protection, or you could argue they never had it in the first place. It's almost as if their LLC was just created, but there are no assets actually inside of the LLC, like your business or business property and equipment you may have, and so on. And if there are no business assets in that LLC, then that LLC is really not protecting you from anything. If you're still doing business from your personal bank account in your personal name, then creditors may still be able to sue you and go after your personal assets. So the exact issue you want to avoid here is referred to as piercing the corporate veil. This is a legal concept where courts will disregard your LLC's limited liability protection and allow your business creditors to still go after your personal assets. And it happens when they determine that your LLC is not truly acting as a separate legal entity. And one way to avoid that is by properly placing assets in the name of your LLC. If you buy business assets like real estate property, equipment, or even vehicles, placing the title of those assets in your LLC's name will support the argument that you are truly operating as a separate legal entity. But that's not it. You also want to avoid mistake number 6, not using an EIN for your LLC. Now, this is like a social security number for your business, and it is important for you to create an EIN for your LLC because it gives your LLC a life of its own from a tax and legal perspective. Because now when you earn income, instead of that income being tied to your personal social security number, it will be reported under your LLC's EIN, again helping you to create more separation between your personal assets and the LLC assets. Without a distinct EIN number for your LLC, you would effectively be operating your trade or business under your personal name and your personal social security number for tax purposes, which can create a blurry line between your personal and business assets. Plus, to add to this, many banks require you to have an EIN number in order to even set up a bank account for your LLC or get business financing and loans for your LLC. So by operating your LLC under your EIN, you are also able to build business credit through that EIN separately from your personal credit. But that's only if you avoid mistake number 7, not using a business bank account. This mistake can subject you to financing issues, legal issues, and even tax issues, so let's break this down. From a financing perspective, many lenders will assess your business credit through activity they see in your business bank account, which makes this more difficult if you do not operate from one. From a legal perspective, remember, if it is determined that you are commingling your personal and business assets, you may lose your limited liability protection altogether. Creating a business bank account and operating your business from it creates clear separation to help you maintain your liability protection. And from a tax perspective, the same thing applies. If the IRS sees that you are operating your business from your personal bank account, they may disallow certain deductions and write-offs and determine that they are personal expenses, meaning you will pay higher taxes. You can avoid all of this by simply operating your LLC from a business bank account. So please be sure to do this if you are creating a new LLC. Now, another tax issue people run into with their LLCs is in mistake number 8, not issuing W-9 forms to their contractors. This trips so many many people up at tax time because there is a question on your tax return that will ask you, did you make any payments that will require you to file Form 1099? And you are required to issue 1099 forms to any independent contractor that you paid more than $600 to. So if you paid anyone more than $600, then you should request a completed W-9 form from them before paying them. That way you will have the information you need to issue tax forms to them at the end of the year so that they can report their income while you write off the payments you make to them. And while we're talking about write-offs and deductions, let's not forget about mistake number 9, not reimbursing yourself for personal expenses. Oftentimes, when we are setting up new LLCs, we incur costs, right? Professional fees, filing fees, and even the business use of personal expenses you may have, like your home office, for example. And when you think about it, we usually incur these fees before we operate from a business bank account, right? Or you may have one, but mistakenly use your personal account for a business expense. Well, as a CPA, I often see people miss deductions for expenses paid outside of their business bank account, which means they pay higher taxes than they actually have to. So to avoid that, I usually recommend setting up reimbursement plans through your business so that the business can properly pay you for those personal expenses so that you don't miss those tax write-offs when you go and file. I would try to reimburse yourself for any business expense that you personally paid for and try to make a habit of using your business account to pay for those expenses going forward. And you also don't want to miss additional deductions for writing off the business use of your home, the business use of your car, meals, and other things that you may be paying for that have a business benefit. For a lot of people, there are many personal expenses that they may have that are in fact eligible for a partial business deduction. So be sure not to miss that. But even that won't help you if you miss mistake number 10, not doing your LLC's books. Now, this is the easiest way to miss out on tax deductions. If the transactions in your LLC's bank account are not properly categorized as expenses, then how are you supposed to calculate your tax deductions when you go and file your return? I see so many people overpay their taxes because they have bad bookkeeping records. Even the IRS says that this will help you keep track of your deductible expenses for your business, and they usually want to help people pay them more money in taxes, not less. I once had a client that missed over $200,000 in tax deductions because his books were simply not done, and he just reported his income. And that costed him an extra $75,000 in taxes. So be sure to do your bookkeeping. Just set up a QuickBooks Online account, and I'll even link a discount code for you below. Otherwise, if all of this is just too overwhelming for you, or you just need someone to take care of this for you while you work on growing your business, just go to mycpacoach.com to get a free consultation with my team today.